Well, hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are, and welcome to this second pre-season testing for the RFL Realistic Formula League here in Bahrain this week. So if you haven't joined us before, the RFL League races in realistic performance cars, and we are doing the second of a series of pre-season testing races consisting of a 30-minute practice session, full qualifying, and then a 50% race. So straight off the bat, we've got cars already out on track on this lovely sunny day in the Kingdom of Bahrain. As you all know, this year the Bahrain track was used for pre-season testing, so it's only fitting that in RFL we use it as well. So last week we were out in Spain, in the Circuit de Catalunya, in Barcelona, where we did our first pre-season testing. So just to have a little recap of that, so the one and only Funskugenice, league owner, or joint league owner, racing for Red Bull from the off in qualified P1, and of course took P1 to P1 in the race. His teammate, Rugby Danny, in the other Red Bull, qualified P6 and finished P3. So just like in real life, a bit of a surprise from the Red Bulls, not so much with Funskugenice, because we all know he is extremely fast. If you've raced with him in other leagues like I have, you'll know that he doesn't make many mistakes unless it's in a League v League battle, and then he does a George Russell under the safety car. But he really pulled the power out of the Red Bull last week. And the other surprise was from Ruti Guti in the Racing Points. With that Mercedes-powered engine, he managed to get that Racing Point on P2 in qualifying and brought it home in P2 as well. Other surprises from last week's pre-season test race. Cool guy in the Mercedes. We knew Mercedes would be fast. Qualified P3, dropped down one place, and finished the race in P4. One of only a few drivers to have done 3 stops amongst all of the safety cars that there were last week. And then, of course, top 5, the other Racing Point also made it up there. Satumi brought the other Racing Point home from a P4 qualifying to P5. Rainer Zufal, who's not with us this week but is a driver for AlphaTauri, had a great performance last week, qualified P11 and finished P6 during the race. Kaitsu in the Ferrari went from P10 to P7, so we had a few DNFs, so these guys managed to jump a few positions. Mr. Woot, one of only 2 drivers last week to do the 1 stop, even with all the additional safety cars, brought it home from P13 to P8. And then we had T1itis in the Haas, went from P12 to P9. His teammate, Perka Mazepin, DNF during the race. A few incidents through the practice session, through the qualifying section, and then in the race as well. So we had 4 DNFs in total last week, along with Pekka Mazepin, RGP DNF'd, and Small Hero in the Renault, and TBP Ninja in the Williams. We only had 16 drivers last week. We've got 19 on track at the moment. Not sure if we're going to get a 20th driver join us. But looking out on track at the moment, let's just go down the order as it sits. So Cool Guy is currently out on the medium tyre. Currently only done 2 laps, currently sitting with a 1:28.718. Tosta Geber, who's out there in his AlphaTauri 1:29.3 on those soft tyres, possibly doing a longer run. And TBP Ninja in the Williams up on the top there. So 1:37.90. So it's surprising to see the Williams up there, but being a testing session with 20 minutes to go, you can imagine a lot of guys that are out on track are doing longer runs. You can see quite a few have got the hard tyres on. We've got Exotic with us again this week in the McLaren, currently on a 1:31.433. So Exotic didn't race with us last week, but he's taken up his full-time driver's seat this week for a bit of practice, along with his teammates. I'm just going to call you Useless Cat, who's currently on the medium tyre as well, doing a 1:32.3. So just shy of a second's difference between the two Mercedes. So the Red Bulls, who were basically dominating last week. We've got Small Hero, who's a reserve driver, general reserve driver for the league, just out on his soft tyres. In a Mercedes this week, as we know, he was in the Renault last week. So it's good for the general reserve to be able to jump in and do a bit of practice and get the opportunity to drive the different cars, because, you know, one week they could be in the Williams, the Red Bull, the Renault, the Mercedes. So the fastest of the hard tyre drivers, Gadwin currently in the Alfa Romeo on a 1:33.0. And Stein's also out in the other Alpha on the hard. So are we seeing a bit of team tactics, team practice? Both drivers taking the same tyres. Got quite a few drivers down at the bottom who have been out on track, but I'm guessing that we've had problems there with invalidated laps, gentlemen. So we can see floating the other Williams just set a purple middle sector, so he hasn't set a fastest lap himself. Let's see if he keeps this one valid. We've got a yellow flag in sector 1. Let's see what float comes across the line in. Is that everybody's favourites, who doesn't let us down? Hercom has a spin, went for a little spin around in the Haas. Let's just hope during the race he doesn't do a Grosjean at the beginning. Quite lucky the Unco barriers don't flex in this, but he could potentially take out some other drivers if he's not careful. So we've got Tosta Gabbard just starting a hot lap on a fresh set of medium tyres for the AlphaTauri. And we've got more yellow flags there in the middle of the lap. Looks like a racing point of Ruti Guti. He's just slowing down to let the Williams float past. So we've just got over 10 minutes into the session. We've got a lot of drivers who've done the medium tyres. If we look at fastest laps though, so Toss has set his fastest lap on the softs. CMD Dark in the Ferrari set his fastest lap on the hards. So for the top 10, Small Heroes also set the soft lap fastest. Otherwise, all of the top 10 drivers have used the medium tyre for their fastest runs. And it looks like we've got another spinner there. Again at turn 1, turn 2. Looks like it possibly could have been Floats or Ruti in the pink Mercedes. No, not Ruti in the pink Mercedes. That's the Renault of Ella. Looks like he had maybe he just slowed down for his out lap. So Perka Mazepin, still waiting for him to set a time. He's not validated yet another lap in this session. As we can see, Titus has gone fastest on those soft tyres, flexing his muscles in the Haas. Can we expect the Haas to stay on top? And TBP Ninja has wiped out by the looks of it. Coming up to turn 8, looks like he's gone off track there and found himself a nice place in the gravel. It's unfortunate. So he'll be sitting around. It's time for him to grab a drink and some refreshments while they recover his car in time for qualifying. Let's just ride on board with Exotic. So Exotic is just coming up to what I think is one of the hardest corners on the track. It's the downhill left hand tight hairpin here. It's a very easy lock-up zone, and it can be quite difficult if you get offline to get the power back on to the car without lighting those back wheels up and getting a bit of a tank slapper. And then you've got the long winding right hander. It's imperative don't touch that inside curb, otherwise you'll be spinning around more than Mazepin in real life. So Chow still in the pits in the other Mercedes, and Cool Guy on an invalidated lap there we can see. So Cool Guy and Kachal, both the full-time drivers for Mercedes. Be interesting to see. Kachal's quite fast in other leagues that I've raced with and I've watched him racing in. He does like an alternative strategy, which quite often helps him out when he's had less than optimum qualifying results. He's gone for an alternate strategy, which seems to pay off and help them out. So I wonder if he'll be sharing those tactics with his teammate Cool Guy there. You can see CMD Dark's coming up. He's invalidated yet another lap. Let's hope he can get a decent lap this time. 3 laps on the hard tyre, so it'll be interesting. Hopefully he's got a lot of fuel in there. He's going for a long run. Get the use out of those hard tyres, because if there's an early safety car here in Bahrain, it can be an easy one-stopper. You know, depending on what lap the safety car comes out on. So still to set a lap, so we've got Kachal on his out lap at the moment in the Mercedes. We'll pick him up in a second. Rugby Danny is still yet to set a lap. He's sitting in the pits at the moment. Ike's just rejoined the session. I'm guessing he had some connection issues, and he's on a fast lap at this point. On the hard tyres though, so we'll see whether he's trying to put in a competitive time or if he's just going for a long run to make the most of these last 15 minutes. Of course, we've still got Perka. I'm starting to think on Perka, if that track map's just permanently red. I've yet to see it change colour, bless him. So we see Ella do a 1:28.6 there. Cool's guy has gone out to stretch the legs of the Mercedes. He's on his out lap, tucked in behind Eustace Cat, who's now backed off. Might have been hoping that he would have stayed out and been able to get the slipstream down the straights there. Here we go, let's ride on board with Perker, see what he's got this time. Goes a little bit wide on the entry there, taking a bit too much curb. Doesn't invalidate though, doesn't take the Max Verstappen line. Nice through there. Oh, goes too wide on the exits through turns 5 and 6. I'm going to stick with him because it looks like he's still pushing just to get the practice in. Shifting up earlier for the exits, getting a tiny bit of slipstream off of Steins there. Stein. Apologies. Hopefully he'll get a lap in shortly. So Kachow's just going to set his time, a 1:29.5 on that medium tyre. So probably not pushing as hard as, you know, he's not trying to put in a quali lap on the mediums. Just trying to make sure his setup's feeling well suited for him for the Mercedes. So we've got the top runners now currently sitting on those soft tyres. So Titus is still out on the mediums, so he's going for a fast lap. Set himself a nice hot lap here. As we see, Cool Guy on the Mercedes has set the pace for the session on the soft tyres, a 1:27.688. I'm guessing that's a hot lap by looking at his steering wheel down there on camera. You can see his ERS is half used. As Chow's improved quite impressively on those medium tyres, so he's getting them nice and into his zone, a 1:29.0. So he's only half a second off the fastest medium rower currently, but only 4/10 off of the fastest soft runner there, apart from Cool Guy, who's done a hot lap. So a few drivers in the pits now, as the session now comes down to the final third of the practice session with 10 minutes to go. So now's when the drivers potentially want to be getting in some quali runs, or do a final 10 minutes. You can get a good few laps in. If you want to take out the hard tyres or the medium tyres for a longer run. Excuse me, I was just hydrating. So Kaitsu, what do you think about the next year's cars? I think it'll be interesting. Obviously, they've had an extra year to prepare for the 2022 changes now. You know, with Red Bull going towards their own engines. Obviously they've still got the backing of Honda, i.e. the technology will still be there that they're going to bring over. Will Mercedes be able to improve on what they've got and adjust it to the new regulations? I think we could be interesting to see what the midfielders will do. So personally, I believe the Red Bull and Mercedes will be up there still, but I think, you know, McLaren, the Alpine will be up there. I think Ferrari will be the interesting one, because we've just seen them this season starting to come on back into a bit of form. Obviously Monaco is a slightly different track, you know. Charles put it on pole, and then wanted to keep his pole, so he put it in the wall. But Ferrari have shown strong pace on a lot of tracks, and we know, like, all of the teams have been putting a lot of their power and brain power, for the engineers, and all their money into the 2022 cars. So I think we might be in for a few surprises, more so probably for the, you know, the P3, P4, P5 midfielders. We could come across, you know, Mercedes might not come out firing all guns blazing next season. What I'd like personally is it for it to be as close as it's starting to get now. You know, we've got the quality of the drivers. Obviously, you know, I'm a Mercedes fan, I'm a Lewis fan myself. Obviously always want to see him do well. Who's his teammate going to be for next year? You know, will they put all their money in the basket and take George on? George Russell, will he be up to it? Will he be able to pull the potential out of the car again? With the Red Bulls, you know, Max is promising. He's grown a lot with the Red Bull team. Obviously he is their number one driver. Most teams don't a lot of teams say, they don't have a number one, number two. I think Red Bull definitely do. You know, but Max has come into his own. He's settled into the team. He's got the car built for him. So, you know, he's starting to get the wins in. And yeah, I guess it all depends on what happens towards the end of this year, driver-wise. You know, last time a Red Bull driver won at Monaco, they won the league this season. So that could be interesting. And we know a lot of the cars this season won't have any changes or any upgrades throughout the season. So it's going to be a close season, this one, and I think the end of this season will very much determine the driver lineups for next season, and that will be a big thing for next season. It's not just the massive changes in the cars. I think there'll be a lot of change in driver lineups for the likes of, you know, Alfa Romeo. Do they stick with the legend that is Kimi? Do they stick with Haas? Do they stick with Mazepin and Schumacher? Will they be in the league in F1 next season? That's a big question. So while I've been chatting away, obviously a lot of drivers have now gone out on the softer tyres. Big inhale of air there, sorry. Ruti Guti's just set a fastest time of 1:27.279 on that soft tyre in that pink Mercedes. He seems to have really got to grips with that. Like I said last week, he took that racing point from P2 to P2. So has he got great setups? Can he challenge the likes of the Mercedes and the Red Bull with the power advantage that they have? We shall see. Cool Guy looks like he's on an out lap here, just backing off to let some of the traffic pass, and then he'll be lining up to get a good slipstream as well for his qualifying run here in practice session. As Katsu's crossed the line. Who else have we got on track? Titus invalidated, so jumped into the pits. Ella's jumping in the pits. Godwin's just on a long run on the medium tyres. Ike looks gonna dive into the pits, and Stein comes across the line to start a fast lap, sorry, on the soft tyre. Next cross line we've got another Red Bull. Robbie Danny is finally out on track, taking those medium tyres for a run. Looks like he's going to do a push lap. Let's see what he can do with those medium tyres on a push, because we've seen a few guys do it, but you know, he was P3 last week, or qualified P6, finished P3 in that Red Bull, so let's see what he can do here in Bahrain. As he's there, we'll jump on board. Stein's coming round, he's on the soft tyres. Cool Guy sets a 1:27.1. Now that is the Mercedes pace we've come to know. Stein is half a second up on his time. Can Williams make it to the points? Well, can Williams finish the session? So TBP Ninja has retired from the practice session. He DNF'd in the race last week. There was no other Williams last week on track, so this week we've also got Float, who's currently sitting P7, and looks like he's on an in-lap potentially. It's difficult to see his dash on this Williams car. It's not my favourite steering wheel. For me, when I'm driving, if I'm in the Williams, I like to be able to see the dash as well. So yeah, potentially Williams could potentially end up in the points. You know, it won't take much, but that all depends on how many of the drivers on track have packed their cars full of some lovely Gulf desert sand. So we come into the closing minute here in practice. We've got a few drivers out on track. Ruti's just starting a fast lap, and Kachal stayed in the pits. Titus is out on a fast lap at the moment. Stein's diving in the pits. Tos the Kaba is taking the soft tyres out. He invalidated his lap though, so he potentially can make it around for another lap. He's got 44 seconds. So no, correct me, he's not going to make it around in time. Small Hero is doing a longer run on those. Soft Exotics out on the medium tyre on a push lap. Let's see if we can get him up there. So, Ruti in the racing points. How unfortunately invalidated then. He was about 2 temps up on his time, so he would have jumped Cool Guy on the timing sheets, and he won't have enough time to get around again, but he would have set a 1:27 flat, which would have been the quickest of the race. Titus looks like he's had a bit of an incident there. He ran out of Tom's going slowly. Rugby Danny is still on a push lap on those medium tyres. See how he's doing timing wise. He's 10th down on his time at the moment. So currently sitting P11 now. I wouldn't be surprised if, having not done many laps, we'll see a bit more out of him during the qualifying session. So he's going to dive in the pits there. and that will conclude our practice session here for RFL. So if you're watching on the stream on the CCR network on YouTube, make sure you give us a subscribe, give us your like. We have 4 different leagues. We've got the NRL, Nemesis Racing League, we've got Switchback Formula Racing, and then we've got Pro-Am Formula Racing as well. All stream their races live over the course of the 4-day weekend, as I like to think of it, from Friday through to Monday, depending on where you are in the world. So RFL is, as we are now, streaming on a Friday evening, and then Saturday evenings Nemesis Racing League, followed by Sunday mornings Pro-Am, PAFL, and then Sunday evening SFR. So let's just have a quick rundown of the final standings for practice. So Cool Guy sitting top of the list with a 127.1, and Ruti behind him only a 10th off. And then everyone else, quite a big gap for the Ferrari, 8/10 behind for Kaitsu, CMD Dark, a second off the pace. Kachao, 1 second behind in P5 on the mediums. And then the back of the grid looks like this, with Parker yet to set a time for the practice session, and Gadwin 5 seconds off the pace. Doesn't necessarily mean anything though. You know, during the practice session, it's very much just get your setups right, get a feel for the track, because now we head into qualifying. So as I said before, full qualifying here in RFL. So first part of qualifying, the bottom 5 drivers will drop out after 18 minutes. We go into Q2 with the top 15, where another 5 drivers will drop out after it finishes, and we'll go into the final shootout for Q1. So with only 4 drivers dropping out from this session, it's going to be interesting to see how many drivers wait to put a lap in. 18 minutes in this session to go, everyone's still in the pits. Wouldn't surprise me if we have a short intermission while everyone waits to set their time. So in true F1 style, we'll be back after this short break, and we'll pick up to see if any drivers have actually set a lap time yet, or if they're in the garage, eating some ice cream. So here we are in Q1, 12 minutes to go. We've had 9 drivers set time so far. The fastest of them all in the Alpha Tauri is Tos the Caver. Tom has set a 127.5, sorry, Tos set a 127.4, so just a tenth and a bit behind. Float in the Williams set a 127.6, so we're still yet to see some of the top runners get out on track. Titus in the Haas set a 127.6, and Perker has finally managed to set a valid lap time of a 128 flat. The Mercedes of Cool Guy, I wonder if he had some difficulties. Oh no, he went out for his first run on the mediums, so either he's taken a gamble in the hope that his 128 will be good enough, which I'm not sure it will be, if I'm honest, so he might have to go out again on a set of soft tyres, or reuse those mediums if he knows he can go quicker. Ike in the other Racing Points 128.3, TBP Ninja, who's out on his outlap at the moment on the same set of soft tyres as Small Hero in the Red Bull, does a 126.699. So 7 tenths quicker than Tos. So with that in mind, Cool Guy with his medium tyre run of a 128.104 won't be quick enough for top 10. Could be possibly on the fringes around P13, P14 if he's not careful. As we jump on board Rugby Danny, who's on his lap at the moment. Nice and tight through the hairpin there, straight on the power. See how much power he carries around the fast left-hander 4th gear corner. Straight back up to 5th gear as quick as you can. Keep off the curb on the inside, a little bit untidy there. Try and use as much curb as you can on the left-hand side for the exit, to get enough speed down that second to last straight, and again keep it on the curb on the left. Try and avoid the curb. He takes a bit too much curb on the right hand side, but he's going to come across the line with a 127.7, so still a second off the fastest lap so far in this session. As we jump on board Ruti QT through the left-hander here. He's currently hasn't set a time yet, but his second sector is 105 at the moment. Oh, gets a bit deep there into the corner, has to lift off the power a bit too much. As he crosses the line though, still with a very impressive 126.930, good enough for P2. So two and a bit tenths behind Small Hero. He's really doing bits in that Racing Points. As Eustace Cat's on his outlap, Kaitsu's just come in off of there. Godwin's coming through the hairpin. As Rugby Danny's going to cross the line for a second lap on these same set of soft tyres to try and improve. CMD invalidated, so he's going to dive in the pits. As Kaitsu comes around the final corner in the Ferrari, what will he set? A nice competitive 127.4. So not the quickest out there at the moment. As Godwin just starts his hot lap in the Alfa Romeo. As we've got Exotic backing off to let the Renault of Ella pass. And Eustace is just on here, so let's just ride off board for the last couple of corners with Ella. Keep it nice and tidy there. And he will cross the line. He must have invalidated his lap, so he's starting, oh no, 1:28.176, it's just popped up. So,
Hello
here
there.
in the commentary box, welcome Van Rocco. Welcome, welcome,
How are we all
welcome.
tonight?
Very good, very good. How are you?
Not bad at all. Not bad at all. It's Friday.
It is Friday indeed. It is Friday indeed. Nice long weekend here in the UK as well. Bank holiday weekend.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
Oh, here, so let me just catch up. Who we got? TBP Ninja is out. Is he? Did he crash?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I think that might have happened while I was away. I was on a commercial break for myself.
Commercial break. Going all Sky on us now, are we?
Well, yeah. Got to have those ad breaks in.
Have indeed. So Kachow's not come out yet. He's still in the pits. Exotic is on a lap. He's coming up towards the curb of death, and there's a car in front of him. Is it going to get out of the way? Oh no! He's right on the racing line. That is
Ella de Royale, I think.
that is not a very good. But Ruti Hullich's just gone faster with a 26.586. He's gone a tenth and a bit quicker than Small Hero 92. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be some chat in the Discord about that.
Exotic does manage to get a 1:27.4 out of it though, but I wonder how much that put him off for that final sector.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Probably quite a lot.
I would have probably crashed if that was me. And then possibly rage quit in anger.
Yes. Exactly. So, yeah. That useless is a cat. Seems quite quick in the McLaren as well. Only 2 tenths off. He's obviously still got some Chow's just joining, coming out for his outlap, so we're going to see what the pace of him in the Mercedes is like.
Yeah, indeed.
Cool guy, as I heard you saying on the stream earlier, probably going to have to go out again. Is that on soft tyre he's set? Or was
His cool guy's lap was a medium tyre run. He's on the soft tyres now. He's just starting a hot lap.
So we'll keep an eye on him then. Gonna get all my telemetry up, I think.
Gadowin's just coming into the pits. So currently the gap to P15 from pole is at 1.7 seconds. So at the moment there's only 3 temps separating the bottom 3 with Kachow yet to set a time.
So yeah, we got so cool guy is on a lap. He's 7 tenths up on his fastest time in sector 1. So that would put him in the mid 27s at the minute. So that would jump him up to P7 or P8. But he's got a lot more time to find, obviously, on these tyres.
Yeah, especially in the second and third sector down the straights as well.
Not a great apex though at turn 9.
Yeah.
Missed the apex there, so he might have lost a bit of time, but he is 1.1 up.
And he's set a purple middle sector there.
That's a
So
27 flat at the minute, so he'll be.
We know that's a legit.
He'll be comfortably into Q2 with this lap time. He
Indeed.
doesn't do an Alex Albon. At the last
Oh,
one,
and he nearly does!
He nearly does that.
Commentator's curse almost getting him there. As he goes with a 1:26.8.
Because Eustace is a cat. He's 3 seconds down on his lap, so he's not.
He's not going to go any quicker. Let's jump on board Kachow. He's now on a hot lap finally. We've waited best part of 15 minutes to see this.
Now he should be comfortably the fastest driver on track.
Oh, big lock up though there.
Yeah. I saw in the NRL
Into
Discord
turn
that
10.
he was sandbagging in practice. He was using used mediums and he had full fuel load on.
Oh,
So
okay.
whatever time he had in, he was sandbagging that Mercedes as they normally do. Stein is on an outlap. Lock up there into turn turn 11 as well, so could be struggling a little bit with this Mercedes setup.
Well, he only needs to get into the 27s. Doesn't have to be a record 27 just to get through.
25.
Well, there you go. He surprises us all.
And he probably lost quite a bit of time as well, so he's probably got another 3 or 4 tenths in that lap as well. Plus, I'm not sure how much fuel he had in. No, he's not going to go fastest as he possibly can in Q1, so we'll see what happens with that.
And who have we got coming across the line next? Robbie Downey has retired. He's hopeful his time won't get beaten now with a minute left.
I mean, Ella Darialo is on a lap. He's glitching a lot, Ella Darialo. I think his connection isn't the greatest. He is all over the track.
And that was me thinking I was just having a seizure.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, what happened there?
Oh, I have no idea, but he went all over the place. I can't see if he's making any apexes. Wow, okay, yeah, I've got no idea what's happening here with him. That's
yeah, we'll leave him with that.
We'll leave him with a glitchy connection. So Perka Mazepan is on an outlap. The driver up ahead, he's at Kachau, staying well out of the way.
Yeah. Oh, taking a bit too much curve. Let's hope he keeps it on track. Oh.
Kaltsu's on a lap right now on 2-lap-old soft tyres, so he's doing a second run. Not making.
So Perka is at risk. Can he improve on his 1:28.053?
Stein has abandoned his lap.
So
Ella Darialo went faster. He did a 27.2, so that jumps him up to P8. So ahead of Rugby Daney. Toss is finished.
So looks like we're going to lose Stein, TBP Ninja, Gadwin, and Ike. 21-21. So with drivers still out on lap, Perka doesn't need to do this lap because everyone behind him has finished.
He is minimally up. He was under a 10th lap on his first
yeah,
lap time.
0079. Is he just setting a lap just to say that he can go quicker, if he can improve? As everyone else, Kaitsu's just going to cross the line, see if he can improve. And doesn't improve on that run, but he's safe anyway. So just Perka to come across the line for his final lap.
Just under 2.5 tenths up, so he is on a much better lap than what he was before.
Yeah, if it was me, I'd have backed off, knowing, you know, you're possibly you're safe.
He's not going to gain any positions though. He's going to stay in the same spot at P15.
And he's gone wide anyway. It doesn't invalidate.
Wow, okay. Is this regular or strict?
Strict, surprisingly.
Wow. Okay, that's very interesting.
The stewards room are sitting there thinking, damn, we got the track limits wrong, let's change them for Q2. Because we know they like to change them, don't we?
They do.
So that's it then. Every driver has finished. Looks like we're just waiting for the clock to count down. So there we go, drivers who have now dropped out and won't take part in Q2. So we've got Ike in the Racing Point, which is a big surprise for me because he was really good last week. Sorry, Ike was in the Mercedes last week, wasn't he?
Yes, he was, yeah.
But the Racing Point team won't be very happy with that. Gadwin in the Alfa Romeo, TBP Ninja who retired anyway, and Stein as well.
Yeah, he did get terminal damage, so he was out.
No one likes to... Go on.
Only one driver put the medium tyre on that run, so he's lost his medium set for for Q2. He's not
Yeah.
going to use those tyres again.
And then had to use a set of medium tyres as well. Soft tyres as well, sorry.
So a bit of a scrappy, bit of a Bottas-esque qualifying session for him. So who we got left? We've got Ruti Gullit, we've got Titus Kachau, Daney, Small Hero, Exotic, Cool Guy, Ala Darialo, FN6, Tom, Float Elpu, Katsu, CMD Dark, Uses as a Cat, Toss, and Perka on Perka. So both Haas, one Alpha Tauri, there is both McLarens, both Ferraris, both Mercedes obviously, one Racing Point, both Red Bulls, both Renaults, and only one Williams. Float Elpu in the Williams there, so he made Q3. Drivers are just coming out on track now. First out is an Alpha Tauri, which is Toss the Cabber.
He's gone out for the early run. Wouldn't be surprised if those are his used softs, just to get a time on the table. So currently...
Yes, we've got Rugby Daneys on the medium tyre. We've got FNC Spot Tom on the mediums as well. Everyone else is on a soft tyre right now. That's obviously they haven't all left the garage, so we're not sure what...
So Rugby Danny waited quite a while in Q1, so I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see him out on track for the first part of Q2 here. Same with Kachau.
Ella Dorialo just spun on the stream, but I don't know if he has spun or not.
Looks like he's got a front wing bouncing all over. Who knows if that's his or someone else's.
Comes back on the track pretty...
So Ella, we would like to ride on board with you. If you can invest in some better internet, that would be great. He's driving the Renault, but he's got the Williams internet.
If I was doing a grade book on him this week, he'd get D for dodgy internet.
So, Toss the Cave is going to be the first one to start a lap.
Just going around the final corner now, down the straight. Yellow flags in sector 2, there's no car there, so I don't know what's going on there.
And it's probably just people backing off by the looks of it. Yeah,
okay.
It's just two Haas drivers backing off. Got Perker on an out lap, and Titus on an out lap.
Boss is just invalidated.
Yep, we jump on board just after he's invalidated, so back off if I was him.
A Ferrari or CMD Dark is the next driver on a hot lap. There's quite a bit of inside curve there, which did bounce him across the track, it seemed like.
And
a lot
cuts
of inside curve
the
there.
corner,
So,
invalidates that lap.
So the next Ferrari is the next driver. He could be setting a flying lap.
Oh, big lock up into turn 4 there. Can you avoid the curve?
Started his, so I think he's going to be the driver to really push Kachau. He was very quick last week.
Yeah, Ruti was P2 last week in the race.
Very wide, and he's just about to invalidate his lap. Yep. There is a Williams just behind him of, he's this Float L2, he's still valid.
Can he stay valid through 5, 6 and 7? Yes, just about.
Could work out quite well for Float. He's got invalidated Ruti Gullit ahead of him. He could get the slipstream down the straight.
Yeah, as long as Ruti keeps pushing a little bit, that will help drag the Williams along.
Yeah, he's going to get some slipstream, which is good.
Ruti's still sitting on the racing line though. Very not sportsmanlike.
No, not at all. He should have moved to the left, really. There you go. So who's coming across the line? Katsu is the first one to cross the line to take a lap time. What are we looking at?
1:26.7.
That's not bad at all. That's a first lap. What was Kachau's fastest lap in the last session? 25.8, wasn't it?
25.8, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's not a bad banker lap for Katsu. So we'll see what happens to that. Who's next to?
So Float will be next one across the line with a 1:27.7, so a full second off.
Yeah.
Ruti Guti had invalidated.
Just starting a lap now. He did a charge lap and he is there. So it's.
And then we both have both Haas drivers.
He does miss the apex at turn 1 though. He's got Float L2 ahead of him. Is Float going to stay on the racing line or is he going to move off? What do you reckon?
Oh, can he get some discreet payback here?
Could do indeed.
PAFR does a 1:27.6. So everyone's a second off at the moment. Oh, and Float is in AI.
So the AI is not great at moving out of the way. And Ruti does back off. So a little bit of payback there. So Rugby is out on the medium tyre. He's on his out lap. Small Hero is starting a flying lap now on the medium tyre in his Red Bull.
Yeah,
whoa! Gets a big tank slapper on a big hint of oversteer around turn 2.
And backs
he has
off.
to go again and back off. Alo Dalialo has left the session. He's obviously been disconnected. His internet finally gave up.
Toss still just set a time. He's going to go on the mediums. Eustace is a cat. Coming out on the medium tyres. Small Hero jumps out of the way for Tom there. He's on his out lap. Cool Guy's still in the pits. Exotic's coming out on the mediums. Obviously Small Hero's backed right off. Rugby Danny's on his out lap. And Titus, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Out of fuel, I think.
Wow, cut right across that last corner. So, Rugby Danny on his lap on the medium tyres. Got yellow flags in sector 2 and 3. It's just drivers moving out of the way, I believe.
Bit of a right hand side lock up there into
turn 4.
Kaltsu has just asked if, on the YouTube comments, if his time is going to be enough to get into Q3.
I'd like to think so.
It's a pretty good time. I think if you look at some of the Haas drivers, there's 5 spots that are going to be going. If you look at the Haas, they're currently a second off you, just over. There's a Williams who is a second off your time. So I'm pretty sure there's 3 drivers there. Then you've also got, the AlphaTauri. There's a Renault who is disconnected. So on paper, I mean, the Ferrari should be comfortably into Q3. So I think, you can probably expect that. And Ruti Hullet's gone a bit slower than you as well. He's run wide, Danny, but it does still validate. It is still valid. So there's obviously going to be a few drivers setting medium tyre laps, including Exotic, who is on just starting his lap. But let's stay on board Rugby Danny, shall we?
Indeed, as he crosses the line. The 1:27.8. I think 1:27.8, 1:27.9 could be the cut-off.
So Eustace is a cat, is on a hot lap. Exotic is a couple of corners behind him. Obviously haven't got any original sector times available.
FNCO Tom on a soft tyre is just about to cross the line. And goes 1:28.3 in the Renault.
He will need to do another lap and go a lot faster than that.
Eustace is a cat, will be the next to cross the line as he just rounds out from turn 13 on his way to down 14 and 15 for the final corner. Got to keep it nice and tidy off the curb. On the medium tyre.
What's he got in this McLaren?
1:27.7
at all on the medium in a McLaren. That's not
and then
bad.
Exotic will be the next one across the line in the medium tyres.
What's he got in his back pocket? He's got a
1:28 flat, so very close to the two, only 3/10 between them, the two McLarens. Looked like Exotic might have had a bit of traffic then on the last turn 14, turn 15.
FNCO is 3/10 down on his fastest lap right now, so I think he's going to be coming into the pits.
Rugby Danny's coming in the pits.
Both Renaults are having internet problems tonight.
Chow's just starting his fast lap.
Big brake lock up there into turn 1.
Yeah.
Race tyres aren't going to like that very much.
Takes a lot of curve through 2, just keeps it valid.
Stays very wide on the run to 4.
Lock up into 4 as well, yeah.
Very smooth through the SS section. A very hard corner there to not
10,
lock up into.
8, and then coming up to turns 9 and 10.
He's also got this one to... Oh, screaming tyres. Screaming tyres. But he's in a Mercedes, he should still go fast enough and comfortably make it into Q3.
Uses as much track as he can there into turn 11. Slight lock up coming round turn 12 up to turn 13. Again, as much track as you curb as you can. Keeps it valid on the exit of 13, on the run down to final corners, turn 14 and 15. Just needs to keep it tidy here. Bit of a lock up, bit too much curb with the lock up, but crosses the line with a 126.3 on the medium tyre. So 7 tenths quicker. 7 tenths quicker? No, 4 tenths quicker. My maths is rubbish, Tom.
But 5 tenths slower than his soft tyre time in Q1.
So Cool Guy will be the next one to cross the line in the other Mercedes. Can he beat Ka-chow?
Ciao.
Ka-chow.
Ciao.
We just see yellow flags there.
Left the session earlier. I'm not sure if he's back already.
Oh, 126.5 from Cool Guy. So 2 and a bit tenths.
But on a different tyre compound. Exotic is in the danger zone right now. He's the first driver out, so he's going to have to go back out again. 3 minutes left in the session. FCMC, I can't read his name. FMCO.
Tom. Let's just call him Tom.
He's on an out lap, so he needs to find a minimum of 2 tenths. He'd probably like to find about 4 or 5
As
tenths.
Ella logged off and came back with a better internet connection and set a 127.3 in the Renault.
Thing is though, this Tom is currently on the medium tyre and his best lap was set on the soft tyre, so unless he made quite a lot of mistakes on his first run,
which is quite possible. So it was a 128.3 on his previous fastest lap.
Let's see what his first sector time is and see what he's got.
He's got some traffic coming up to turn 1 as Exotic backs off to give him space nicely.
Exotic's on the soft tyre this time round.
Yeah. This could work out well for Exotic. If he just sticks with him on Exotic's out lap, he'll get the slipstream from the Renault for his hot lap. Nice and tight.
Back out again on the same set of medium tyres. He has now dropped down into P11. It's a great job by Float L2 as well. He's into P9 now in that Williams.
And currently on a lap at the moment.
How's Tom getting on? He is 2.5 tenths up on his best time. So that's not going to be enough to get him into Q3 right now.
So his float is currently a 10th up as well in the Williams. Small Hero is coming into the pits. As FMC Tom, who has set a lap, has now just set a purple middle sector on the medium tyre.
That's it, he's against his own purple, I think.
Do you reckon? Oh, it's good old Codemasters. Oh!
Yeah.
Oh! Yeah. Glitch Masters.
Yes, indeed. He does go fast.
Marginally though.
Oh, no,
he does. Delayed. There you go. 27.9. So he's still in the drop zone. So that is it for his race and qualifying.
Exotic is just starting his lap now. So what we're looking for from Exotic, he needs a minimum of
27.8.
2 tenths. Yeah, he needs 2 tenths to knock Rugby Gainey out. So Rugby must be sitting there right now,
praying for a miracle.
Yeah. Oh, Where's Float went quicker? Wow, Float went up to P6. He did a 1.145 in that Williams. That is definitely a driver to watch out for. He is very, very quick in that Williams. Slowest car on track, and he is currently P6.
He did a 127.4 in the Williams. Not sure what you said. 1.1.5.
1.145 slower. Than,
I thought you were saying that was his lap time. I was very confused.
So Exotic is just going to come up to the end of Sector 2 now. Let's see what his lap time is. He's got a Renault ahead of him again, though.
Toss is ahead of him, and it's still yet to set a time. He's got the medium tyres on.
1 seconds up.
Which is
going to put him comfortably into
through.
P5.
And
I think it's going to
Toss is going to cross the line with a 128.2, not quick enough. Exotic's going to cross the line.
So Rugby in the Red Bull.
126.7 from Exotic.
Qualifying. Both Red Bulls are out. That is scenes. That is absolute scenes.
And to be outdriven by a Williams and a Haas.
So only one medium runner made it through to Q3, and that was Kachow.
So what sort of advantage is that going to give him in the race?
A big advantage. The medium starting on the medium is a huge advantage.
Yeah.
The softs probably only really make about 5 laps. You'd be pitting after about 5 laps on the softs. Whereas on the mediums, you can probably take that to about lap 10 or 12 and do the hard tyre to the end of the race.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Kachow's probably only going to be doing a one-stop strategy. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But Perka Mazepan, wow, he is in P9 on those softs as well. He is through. Oh, and Eustace is a cat also on the medium tyre start.
Yeah.
Down in 10. So, yeah, that's a really good qualifying time from him on those medium tyres.
So from this one, we lose Rugby Danny, as you said, and Small Hero in the Red Bulls. We lose Tom in the Renault, Titus in the Haas, and Toss, who struggled to set a lap time and then couldn't get a decent lap in for his time, qualifies P15. Oh.
Heading to Q3. What is going to happen here?
So, drivers will probably go out, if it was me, scrub tyres to start, get a banker lap in, and then watch the clock count down, ready for a final lap.
So, what's your prediction? Who's going to get P1?
Ka-chow.
Chow.
Ka-chow.
Yeah. Ka-chow. Ka-chow's going to get P1. I'm feeling that Eustace as a cat will be definitely up there along with Ruti Hullet. I think the top 3 could possibly be Kachow, Ruti, and Eustace as a cat.
Yeah.
And then probably Cool Guy in P4, along with Exotic. So that's probably going to be my top 5, I would say.
In that order?
In that order, yeah. I'm going to go Kachow, I'm going to go Ruti, then Useless, then Cool Guy, Exotic, and I'll probably stick Float in P6 as well, because I think he did a great job in P1. I think he's going to be up there in the Williams. The Ferraris looked quick. Kaltsu Fast looked pretty quick. It's obviously going to be trickier now because some drivers were on the soft tyre compared to the medium runners, so there are going to be a few faster drivers. Anyway,
yeah, so the guys who used the mediums during Q2, so Kachow and Useless, will obviously have a lot more pace. But then you've got the track. The track will have obviously rubbered in a bit more now, so times will drop. It was in Q1. What was Charles' time in Q1?
Very impressive Perka today, though. He's very impressed me. He had a bit of a very, very tricky time in Spain last week.
Do you think he's trying to impress us deliberately because we took the piss out of him quite a bit?
Possibly. All we're doing is spurring you on, buddy. That's all we're doing.
That's it.
It's tough love. It's tough love.
We are powering you on. So
that ass is an absolute dog to drive, though. I bet. He's weaving. He's hearing us. I think. He's hearing us. He's weaving. He's saying hello. Hello to the stream, Perka. Oh, we have a migrating host, so Rugby's left the session. This could cause big issues.
Yeah.
Moving through to the race, so watch out for that. Unfortunately,
not sure why Rugby Danny has left the session.
Yes.
So Exotic's the first one on a hot lap at the moment.
I'm just going to invite in Ella Doriado. I think his internet's giving up again. Let's have a look. Send a search, which is what's this thing? Ella. What's their number now? Ella. Ella. Sorry about that.
Some beautiful singing there from Van Rocco.
It's got to be done, isn't it? There he is. Confirm. Send.
So Exotic's going to be the first one to cross the line on the soft tyre and sets a 126.9. Closely followed by Kachow in the Mercedes. Going to cross the line for a 125.5. And that is for your OCD, Tom. 125.500. Rooty Gooty 126.7. 126.227, sorry.
Oh wow, Kachow. Thank you, Kachow, with a 25.560.
Cool Guy 126.395. Kaitsu set a 148.931. Not a very competitive time at all.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
And I think that's just Mercedes just slowing down.
Yeah. Exotic doing.
Could you just give Rugby Danny an invite?
Yes. Let me,
please, sir.
I'm friends with him, aren't I? I think maybe.
If not, I'll do it. So Eustace as a cat is going to be the next driver. He's going to get a nice slipstream. He's got the Mercedes of Cool Guy in front of him down the back straight between turns 10 and 11. So if he can just gradually get a bit closer for the final two straights in the Mercedes, he could in the McLaren, he could set a nice impressive time. But Cool Guy decently gets out of the way. Nicely on the power out of turn 13. He will.
Eustace as a cat is on a lap. Who's just coming around the final corner?
He is indeed.
What kind of time has he got in his goal?
Here we go. A 126.393.
So right now, my top 5 is on point.
Okay, gentlemen,
Absolutely.
no one else is allowed to set a faster time.
I said Kachow, Rooty, Useless, Cool Guy, Exotic. Boom.
Okay, so P6 to P10, then I want some predictions for you. You've got Kaitsu, who's yet to set a decent time, Eldar, Ella, Float, CMV Dark, all in the pits. And our main man, Perka Mazepin, is out on his outlap at the moment.
What we've got, Useless as a cat gets out of the way for Kaitsu first to come round 8, 9 and 10. What's he got? Is he going to lock up? Yeah, quite a big lock up, both tyres. One
Huge.
Caught, let it go, the other one caught, and then the other one caught again. So,
I think Kaitsu must have overfueled here because he's on the same tyres still. So he set a very slow 148.
yeah, he's going to be massively up on this time.
And there we go, 21 seconds.
Faster. Ella Darialo, who is Pampas Sasasasas in the Discord, he's just moving the pit lane.
What's his Discord name?
Pampas Sasasas.
Has Kaitsu abandoned his lap there?
He has.
I wonder why he
Sandbags.
didn't set. He'd have enough time to get around.
He's going to remove some sandbags, I believe.
So, Perka in the Haas just starting his lap. Take us for a ride.
right on board. Quite a late turn into turn 1. Runs a wide and it invalidates, unfortunately. So he's now got to drive either as quickly as he can to the pits, put some fresh tyres on, and possibly refuel, or drive slowly as he can to the pits. To the line. Oh wow! No! You know what, Perker? I was lauding you up just a minute ago.
Perker, I think we need to change your name.
But that is, it's not a lot of cars on track, but you know, it's a bit unsportsman to do things like that when you're heading.
Yeah, he's still up. So it's still up more than enough time. He's got 4 minutes on the clock. He only needs 2 minutes to come out of the pits with. He could have easily made it back.
Drive nicely to the pit lane. So let's try and do that, because it's not fair on other drivers. Obviously, if you've made a mistake, that's your prerogative.
Yeah.
You don't have time to make it back to the pits. We don't start cutting corners just because they're there. It's not fair on everybody else. So
yeah, agreed.
The name stays right now.
So Ella's the next one to start his lap. Yeah, it's coming through turn 2. Oh, nearly loses it on the traction out of turn 2 and 3.
Very easy there.
Turn 4. He's the only driver currently on a lap. Let's watch him as he comes through 5, 6 and 7. Avoid the curbs as best as you can. Oh, very deep into 6 and 7. Gets him out of shape. Into 8. Nice and tight. A bit of a lock up. Nicely on the power as he heads down towards turn 9 and then the slight hairpin of turn 10. And, yep, very good traction out of 10. Possibly could have got on the power a little bit quicker. Try and use as much curb as you can on the entry to 11, down to 4th gear. Slowly on the power, back up to 5th gear. Very nearly losing the back end of the car. Avoid the curb of turn 12. Stay tight for 13. Use a tiny bit of curb on the exit. And then it's just a long straight down to 14 and 15. Try to avoid as much as you can the curb on the inside. Nicely done. Keeps it nice and tidy. And he's going to cross the line.
Up as well.
I think I'm more impressed by the internet than the lap.
I am. So he is, and he's also ruined my prediction right now as well.
He has.
He's put himself in front of Exotic, so Exotic needs to now go faster.
So
he's just behind him on his out lap, so we'll see what happens there.
2 minutes to go. Rooty Gooty is on his lap at the moment. Has to downshift. Yep, we can see you, buddy.
What's he doing?
He gave us Rooty Gooty. Gave us a little shake.
Did he shake his little behind? Did he?
He did. He's going to come across the line. Can he improve, or will he stay? No improvement there. Only 0.07 off of his fastest time, and that ends his qualifying. So it's all down to if anyone behind him can improve.
So Uses as a cat is 0.07 up on his fastest time.
Wow. This is going to be tight at the top. Kachow's just left the pit lane. Looks like he might have spun it though. So he won't have enough time to get around. Kaitsu is just coming up to turn 14, turn 15 to cross the line for his final run.
21.9 seconds faster right now.
So Kaitsu goes P2, 26.202. And Eustace as a cat will be the next one in line.
He's 2.5 tenths up, so he's going to jump Rooty as well at this rate, and even Kaitsu. Eustace as a cat could be P2.
Come on, don't let us down.
Yes, he is.
Nice.
Wow,
Exotic crosses the line.
He's just starting his lap now.
Just starting his lap, yes. Kachow's just starting a new lap as well. Cool Guy looks like he retired. Ella Doral is coming into the pits. Float invalidated his lap.
Perker is just going to make it across the line as well to do one final flying lap. Come on, Perker.
So Perker, you're the last one, buddy. Don't let us down.
Don't let us down. Get P1 at the end. Track evolution.
As Ella Doral has retired.
Haven't seen Float yet either, have we? Float's just starting his lap.
So he's going to run into some traffic of the McLaren of Ella or Eustace as a cat in front. float nice and tidy through there. As Ruti is going to cross the line, very slow in lap for him. And then Kaitsu, I'm guessing, on an in lap. So the next one to cross the line will be Exotic.
Exotic got.
So he's 10th and
1/10 that.
yeah.
It's not going to move him up right now. He needs to find another 10th. He needs to find at least another two tenths.
And then right behind him, very close behind him, he's got Kachao. And can Kachao improve? Exotic does improve.
Just about, only 4.
And so does Kachao. Half a second off of his time. Kachao! We need to put some extra O's in his name. Kachao!
He does annoy me a little bit because he did ruin his OC, his
So, Kaitsu in there in the mix kind of messed with your top 5 a little bit, I'm afraid.
He did, but I'm glad it did because that's what we want really. Will Ans would like an invite. Shall we give him an invite?
Let's get Will Ans in here.
To the grid, not into the past. He ain't coming along. I don't even know where he is on my friends list. He's there somewhere. Where is Mr. Will?
So there we have it, our top 10 to start the race. So Kachao sets a quite impressive 125.022. Close behind in the McLaren, Useless is a cat with a 126.141. Kaitsu in P3 in the Ferrari. Ruti Guti in P4 in the Racing Point. Cool Guy in the other Mercedes. A lowly 5th, 1.3 seconds behind Kachao. And then Exotic in the McLaren, nicely positioned. Ella in the Renault, whose internet survived at least one session. Perka in the Haas did impress us. He did get a 125.72 there, up in P8. Float in the Williams with a 127.4 for P9. And CMD Darks did not set a time. So that's it for qualifying. We head through to the race now. All the drivers out there, please remember, do not ready up. We will take a short break before we ready up on the grid.
If you do ready up, then there will not be extreme / commentary for the first lap, because I'm taking a quick commercial break.
Exactly. Same here. So please don't ready up, gentlemen. A short 5-minute interval, and we will be back.
But coming back round to form the grid up, somebody pressed ready up. Don't know who it was. But obviously there's a few guys who got caught out. Kaitsu, Eladoriado, Gadwan and TBB Ninja who didn't leave the grid, so would have got disqualification as well. So, here we go. They're forming up on the grid. I'm not sure if Delta Lima is here with me.
Welcome back.
Hello there.
I'm here with you. I'm here with you.
You're here. So,
these young ones need to remember us oldies need a break.
They do indeed. Stein at the back of the grid. I'm going to follow him down to turn 1. Let me get some of my...
Right.
Oh. Cool, here we go.
So, 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Here we go!
I've got a very... Oh, what an awful start from Stein there. The Gadawan was even worse.
Kachao is very close, followed by his teammate behind. Cool Guy has jumped up to P2 through turn 2.
Wow,
with Eustace as a cap dropping back. Exotic climbing a position. Perker jumping 2 positions up to P6.
Ruti is fighting Eustace. Eustace runs wide at turn 4. Takes the Max Verstappen line. And Ruti goes through. So Ruti now is going to try and challenge Cool Guy. Cool Guy is going to be doing the rear gunner action for Kachao and let Kachao drive off into the distance for an easy...
And we have the pink Mercedes. The other racing point, Ike, is off at turn 5. Bringing out the yellow flags. And we've got someone else off now.
It's a Ferrari. It's Kaitsu. After a
the
great
Ferrari of
Kaitsu. Kaitsu is out.
He's got no damage, luckily.
No damage, which is good.
No damage.
But very cold tyres, so he's going to have to catch up quite a bit. Cool Guy is challenging Kachao. Cool Guy's not far behind him. So he might be able to get a slipstream and challenge Kachao into turn 1, because obviously Kachao is running the medium tyre and the soft is faster, so...
So the important thing for them is just to work together here a bit. So race each other, but race each other fairly.
Yeah, so Cool Guy, that's very close actually. This could be a... If he had DRS, it might have been quite an easy overtake, but Cool Guy is going for it. He is going to be side by side into turn 1. But he does back out. He does the teammate thing and does back out at the last minute. Wasn't quite there. If he had DRS, that would have been an easy overtake. He's just got to try and stick with Kachao now for this lap. And if he can stick with him, make use of these soft tyres, he's obviously going to have to pit earlier. But that could, you know, he might have Toto in his ear right now saying, you know, Cool Guy, this is James. Hold position. Obviously, Kachao is the who is the team? Cool Guy is the team principal actually of Mercedes. So, you know.
Do you think he's got a direct radio link to Kachao to tell him?
He might pull rank, but he does go wide into the exit of turn 10. So that did lose him quite a bit of time. He's lost.
Which has given Ruti a bit of a bonus there. He's not far behind now. The timing screen says 1.3 seconds behind. That gap is not. If that gap's 1.3 seconds behind, I'm the king of England.
Well, you could be. Who knows? Anyone could be the king of England. They messed up the linearity line, didn't they? So
that's true.
Ninja gets a time penalty currently in P12. Let's have a look at the gap through. I can't. DRS is enabled. So here goes Cool Guy. He's probably 9/10 back yet, so he's not going to have enough space. He's probably lost the.
But Cool Guy is gaining massively on him.
Ruti is quite close to it as well. Exotic is up into P4. Eustace as a cat has dropped down to P6 now. Ella Deriallo is up to P5 and he's challenging Exotic into the turn 4 braking zone.
Exotic with a DRS. It's F1. Tom picks up a 3-second time penalty for corner cut in. Katsu has pitted.
Perker has lost 1 position. He is still P9. Rugby Daney is right behind him in P10 on his medium tyre. So you've got Float El Poo also in the Williams out there in P8, so he's doing a great job for Williams today.
You can imagine Rugby Danny in that Red Bull is going to get a bit frustrated, stuck behind the Williams and the Haas.
Yeah, especially as his teammate Small Hero has gained 6 positions and currently up in P7, challenging the McLaren of Useless as a Cat. Exotic's dropped back from Rooty Hullet a little bit right now, but Rooty is closing in on Cool Guy. I think Cool Guy has dropped back 1.7 seconds now. He's lost his opportunity to overtake a Chow. I think he's going to be challenging Rooty for this. So Rooty makes the apex, Cool Guy doesn't, so that's going to give Rooty a very good exit, which it does already. He's already gaining before the DRS is open. This could be a done and dusted move before.
As Cool Guy defends.
Yeah, he does move. Very.
Oh, a little touch there.
Touch of wheels.
So he's got another DRS zone coming up between turns 3 and 4 to help him stick with him.
Not going to be quite enough. That Mercedes is pretty slippery in a straight line. His setup is obviously done for straight line speed, because obviously Bahrain has got those 2 very long straights, or 3 long straights, should I say. 2 DRS zones.
As Ella's internet is holding out and he's sticking with Exotic here.
Yeah,
Exotic, who's dropped 1.3 behind, 1.5 behind Rooty.
And also the fighting between Rooty and Cool Guy is also giving Ella a fighting chance to be in there. Useless is dropping back a little bit. His race pace isn't great. His qualifying pace is fantastic, but his race pace isn't great. But there's been contact between Ella and Exotic into turn 8. And another one. Small Hero hits the Renault as well. So Small Hero goes through. Ella has lost 2 positions in 2 corners.
I think he got a bit.
He dropped down to P7 in his starting position, and Rugby is not far behind him, 2.8. Rooty,
so all the time, Rooty.
So Cool Guy does do a late move again. He's
squeezing him across.
That's not the greatest defending for me personally. I think that's a bit naughty. Into that, he does fight him back into turn 2 and into 3. I think that was a bit naughty. He did move quite late,
and then carried
on drifting across to squeeze Rooty. So I think that should personally be looked at a little bit, because I think that is quite dodgy driving, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Useless as a Cat has got past Exotic. I don't know if that is a team order, and they've.
As Ella now picks up another 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, and it's 4 wide in this battle here. There it was. You got Exotic, Ella, and Small Hero. Ella does touch the back of the Small Hero a little bit there.
A bit of a DRS train here down that back straight. As Small Hero looks like he's going for the move up the inside of Exotic.
Exotic, if he can just hang it on here,
he'll be on the inside. Oh! Big
accident there. Wow. Rugby just quite glad he had a 2-second gap behind, because that was pretty messy there between those drivers.
Yeah.
And that has bumped up Titus to P8, Floats to P7. Ella does stick in P6. He didn't lose too much time. I'm not sure if he got any wing damage. It does look like he might be missing an end plate. Oh,
he is indeed. He is indeed. As they dive in the pits.
Yeah. Small Hero stays out. He didn't get any damage. He just lost a few positions. Exotic is in the pit lane. He obviously lost some wing as well. Yeah, the McLaren guys are out. But they haven't got a front wing. He's just changing onto the hard tyre.
Oh yeah, no damage there. Just making the benefit of the stop while he can.
Yeah, Float has gone onto the medium tyre, so Exotic could possibly go to the end on those tyres. It might be quite a hard task, but he might just about make it. Tosta Caber down in P19. Ella Derialo's dropped to P17 on the pit exit. Gadouan is in his Alfa Romeo going down the pit lane now, and he's got Tosta Caber not far behind him in the Alfa Tauri in his purple helmet. He's got a purple helmet today. Perker has picked up a 3-second time penalty, currently in P12, so he's dropped a few positions. Not sure what happened to him, because he was running a bit higher up earlier. Was he pit? Did he pit?
No, didn't pit.
So he must have had a bit of an issue then.
So from P13 back, the only one that hasn't pitted is TMD Dark. As Kachow sets a fastest lap time of a 1:30.590.
Yeah, we won't be following Kachow much in this race. Cool Guy is into the pit lane. Now, he's going to put the medium tyres on. Will Mercedes get that wheel off? Yes, it's off.
Whee!
The wheel came off. That's a much quicker pit stop than Monaco. So Kachow is the next one to be in the pit lane for Mercedes. So let's see what if they have any pit lane woes.
So Kachow currently 5.2 seconds out in front, Rooty Gooty behind, and then 3 seconds behind him, Useless. Robbie Danny's a further 5 seconds behind.
Who has had a great start to the race, and that is Stein. Gained 10 positions. He's up to P9 in his Alfa Romeo.
Well, see, for me, it's TBP Ninja in that Williams. Gained 11 positions up into P7, wow. Tom.
Wow, yeah.
Come on.
Quite a few gainers. There's a Haas Titus. T1 Itis is up 9 positions in his Haas into P5 right now. I know there is a few pit stops, but not too many. Biggest losers right now are Kaltsu, Fast, who is currently P16, lost 13. Ella Dariallo is...
who has just spun as well.
Who's just spun?
Kaltsu.
Kaltsu. So he's had an awful race so far, hasn't he?
No damage, luckily.
Oh, he's losing.
But he's now got the cable right behind him, who's going to be gaining fast as Kaltsu tries to warm up those, cool down rather, those hard tyres.
Yeah, they take a while to warm up, but once they are very, very hot, they take a long time to cool down as well. So what's going to happen here? Let's ride on. I'm riding on board with Tossa Caber as he comes round to see if he can battle Kaitsu, because he might have a few issues. It looks like they might be driving okay right now. Let's see what the Alpha Tauri can do in a straight line on that Ferrari.
Kaltsu had a nice little lock up there into turn 13 as Toss is gaining down into 14 and 15, so he'll be well within the DRS zone as Kaltsu has another lock up into 14 and 15, so he will get the DRS down the first straight.
It's not, please don't be Perker.
As Toss is going to get past Kaltsu on the outside through to turn 1. Kaltsu's got the inside line though, and then the outside for turn 2. Toss on the inside for turn 2 has to lift a little bit, but he's got the DRS for the second DRS straight, and he will hopefully make it past going up into turn 4. Late on the brakes and has to back out a little bit, but gets on the power nice and quickly and sits behind Kaltsu through 5, 6 and 7.
So in all of that, Float Elpu has pitted in his Williams, and he's in P11. He's just overtaken Perker on Paha. That is a great race so far from Float in that Williams. He's doing a great job there. Ruti is obviously pitted. He's currently in P9. He's on the hard tyre. And he's got Stein just ahead, who hasn't pitted yet. He's 4.2 seconds ahead.
So cool guy who has pitted is now back up to P7. TBP Ninja, who's yet to pit, sitting in P6. Cool guy sits the fastest lap, 1:30.050.
And Titus is still running P5 in his Haas, and he was challenging Small Hero there into turn 1.
He's only 6 tenths behind now, half a second behind.
Cool guy has got past Stein. There's like quite an easy pass. I think he's quite far ahead already, so I think Stein might have had an issue.
As you can see, Small Hero in the Rebel is just leaving the Haas behind of TBP Ninja on the straights. TBP Ninja is trying to do everything he can just to keep within that DRS zone. Very low on ERS, we can see from his steering wheel.
Kaltsu Fast is going to try and get back at Tossa Caber here. He's obviously on these hard tyres that he put on a few laps ago. Tossa still hasn't... No, Tossa's pitted as well. Tossa's on the medium as well.
Tossa's already pitted, yeah. So it's not going to be a three-way battle. We've got F and Co Tom not far behind either.
No, but he's going to be sat in the DRS, just trying to gain as much as he possibly can. Float, unfortunately, has picked up a 3-second time penalty.
So let's jump back to the front of the grid. So Kachow now with a 10.3 second lead on those medium tyres, still yet to stop. Eustace is the cat behind him.
T1 Itis is in the pit lane, put hard tyres on. He's going to be coming out behind the racing point still of Ike. And there's a Williams and a McLaren coming down the straight now. He's going to be filtering out just behind them, unfortunately. Going to be challenging Exotic into turn 1. Oh! No! Bit of a tank slapper there, but just manages to keep it in a straight line. So T1 I just did lose out on a position there to Exotic.
As FNC Tom tries to go round the outside and then up the inside of turn 2 on Tostakeva, forces him off the track as they go up the second DRS straight up towards turn 4.
But let's see what Toss has got in the... Oh, that is turn 4, sorry. I thought that was coming down to the last corner there.
No, we're coming up to the middle left section of turn 5, 6 and 7 as he goes a little bit wide there. Just needs to stick with him. He is on the faster medium tyre, but he needs to make them last. And all in the meantime, Kautsu has caught up quite a bit as PAFR has been...
made 3 pit stops here. What's happened to Ruti? Why is Ruti so far down?
Well, he had the spin at the beginning we saw. I'm guessing he picked up a bit of damage there. And then he's just not having a very good day. He's having a Lance Stroll race.
Yeah, Perker's dropping down to P17 now, so he's gone backwards in this race now, unfortunately. With 6 seconds worth of time penalties as well. Fresh set of hard tyres on.
With Gadowin in front of him.
Katsu is still trying to catch up to the Alpha Tauri of Toss, and he just can't seem to get there. Toss has now got DRS on FNCO Tom, so that could be an interesting battle into turn 1. Tom does get a bit of grass. That's going to slow him down a bit into the...
Toss is gaining
quite a lot. Tom does stay right. That is a great outbreak.
And Toss gets the inside line of turn 2. Nicely done from Toss there.
Yes, great outbreak. The Renault did understeer a little bit, but Toss kept his nose in, kept the inside line for turn 2, and then had turn 3 as well. So
and we have Perker Mazepin not letting us down, spinning at turn 2. Thank you.
A very hard corner to keep it on track, especially that Haas. That Haas is a dog.
Yeah, I mean, I'd struggle in a Mercedes to keep it on the track if I'm honest. At turn 2, turn 3.
Chow, 18 seconds now ahead. So that's an update on P1. The rest of the grid. Rugby Daney P2, Small Hero P3, Cool Guy P4. Pit stop wise, Rugby and Small Hero haven't pitted yet. They're both on the medium tyre. They'll be doing a 1-stop medium to hard. Cool Guy has pitted. He is on the medium tyre. He's going to have to pit again, probably onto another set of mediums. So he will be quicker than Rugby Daney and Small Hero at the end of the race. So he needs to try and catch up as much as he can and use these fresh mediums to his benefit. Ninja hasn't pitted yet. He's still on the medium tyres. Does get a bit of a tank slapper and oversteer out of turn 4. It must be quite a hard car to drive right now. Eustace the Cat has already come out in on a fresh set of hard tyres. P6, that's a very good position for him to go to the end of the race on, so we'll see what his pace is towards the end. Stein hasn't pitted yet either. He's on the hard tyre. He's just driving his own race. Very, very Kimmy-like in no man's land at the minute. I hope he has a drink and I hope he has the drink. Do you reckon he's got the drink? He did say he's racing this weekend on he's celebrating the weekend on an empty stomach in the Discord earlier. So yeah, he could be drunk by now. We could have drunk Kimmy, drunk Stein.
Come on, Stein, don't let us down.
Don't let us down. Get some drink down you, mate. Ike is P8. He's on 11 lap old medium tyres, so he'll be doing a medium hard strategy as well. Exotic is just behind him though. He's going to have DRS into along the pit straight. He might even get the move done down this straight. No, Ike does start pulling away in the Mercedes-powered tracing point. He's got to get a good entry and exit onto this corner. He's got the DRS. Ike is got a tank slapper on, but I think Ike is pitting, so it's an easy position.
No, Ike's just pulled. Oh yeah, Ike's pulled into the pits.
Float is just behind though as well, so Float in P8. He will have to pit again though. D1itis is dropping back quite far now from Exotic. He came out just behind, well, side by side with Exotic, should I say, but he has dropped back a little bit. But those tyres will definitely make it to the end. Exotics, I am not so sure about. Ninja has just come out of the pits. He's got a fresh set of hard tyres on to go to the end of the race on. 2 seconds behind Ella Darialo, who is on 6-lap old hard tyres as well. So again, I'm not sure how far those hards are going to make it to the end. Might be pushing it, could be pushing it to do nearly 23 laps on a set of tyres. Is probably going to be pushing it right to the end. What do you think?
Yeah, it's going to be close. How many laps did we say? Yeah, it's going to be tight. You've got to conserve those tyres. I don't think we're going to see a safety car, if I'm honest. So it's going to be literally down to tyre management.
It's normally about 18, 19 laps, isn't it? The hard tyre here, I think.
Yeah, it's about that. It's about that.
We'll see when the first run of the hard tyre lappers come in, because that's when the hard tyre runners come in. That means those tyres are pretty much gone at that point. So. Yeah, with yellow flag, sector 1, we have a VSC, a virtual safety
cool guy
car.
is out.
Wow, okay, what happened
cool.
to him?
Well, we missed what happened
he dropped
there.
He dropped it, he did what Mazepin did, he put it in the wall, and Mazepin put it in the wall at Bahrain in practice. So he dropped it on the exit of 3, got a tank slapper on and put it into the exact wall, so the opposite side to where Grosjean put it into the barrier.
Indeed.
So
as Toss makes his pit under the VSC, so he won't lose as much time. But he's the only driver to make the call.
He's putting another set of mediums on though.
It's 15 laps. He's got a time penalty to serve by the looks of it.
So he is going to lose a position there. That's a very long time.
Oh no,
What's happened?
Looks like we could have a glitch in the matrix.
I think we do, you know.
As Tostakeva is still sat in the pit lane.
This is a very Mercedes-esque hit stop.
Toss, Bottas. Oh, and we're jumping around now.
No,
Toss was
he's still in the race. He was already out.
What a glitch to the system.
That is a massive glitch to the system there. So Rugby has left the session. It's obviously what the problem was.
Now Rugby on our screen has a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car, I'd imagine. As Kachal is coming up 2.5 seconds behind him on those fresh hard tyres.
Oh, he dropped it! Rugby's dropped it on the exit.
Whoa! Wrong way, wrong way.
Small Hero is up to P2 now, so Rugby.
As Eustace comes around the corner, he's going to jump him as well. As Rugby Danny pulls off to the side.
He's going to be retiring, I think. No, he's staying out. Because he's obviously got a drive-through penalty to serve. He's just picked up a 10-second time penalty, and he's going to have to go into the pits to refit a new front wing. So this is pretty much his race absolutely ruined. Completely and utterly ruined. He's moving out of the way of the
lost
drivers
his
coming
front wing. He's going to pick up more penalties for staying off track for so long.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he just doesn't get back on the track and he's got another 10-second penalty. Blow El Poo, no, he's got a drive-through penalty as well, speeding under safety car. He's going to have to serve that now. He's going to lose a hell of a lot of positions. Obviously, it's quite a big time penalty loss if you do have a drive-through here. It's such a fast the run to the last corner and then the run down the pit straight is so fast that you know, you do lose a hell of a lot of time. Rugby just picked up another 10-second penalty, so right now he is probably currently running.
He's been disqualified. So you know, there's one thing picking up penalties, staying out of people's way, but he was just excessively just off the track when he didn't need to be. He was
not driving safely.
So he has been black and white flagged.
Oh, Steinzap has overtaken Exotic. I think that was an orchestrated. I think Stein just let him go. It didn't look like Stein fought that very hard. I'm surprised at Stein. I'm surprised he didn't take advantage of that safety car. I'm not sure where he was on the track at the time. Because he could have put... He's probably going for the... no, the mediums probably won't last that long, to be fair. The mediums probably won't go. I mean, the Small Hero still hasn't pitted yet. He's currently in P15. Sorry, he's currently in P2. 15 laps. 15 lap old mediums. So he's going to have to be pitting very soon. So yes, the mediums will probably just about make it to the end from here, if he had to.
Small Hero locks up into that final corner. I think Small Hero is going to come into the pits this lap.
Yeah,
so there we go. So that's the first medium long runner. Or second, because Kachal pitted 3 laps ago to go onto the hards.
Small Hero. What tyre is he going to be putting on then? He's putting the hard tyre on. Hard tyre is going on Small Hero's car. I should see him to the end of the race. Eustace is a hero currently now then in P2 with a 3-second time penalty. Small Hero is only losing more and more time as Eustace as a cat pulls away. Exotic is going to overtake Small Hero as well. Exotic currently, after his huge accident at turn 10, is currently running in P3, so great job. And look at Stein. I know he's not pitted yet, but that Alfa Romeo in P4. Got Small Hero just behind him as well. Is Small Hero going to make a gutsy overtake?
He needs to just bide his time, knowing that Stein's on old hard tyres. You know, his engineer will be on the radio just telling him, just be patient, as they both lock up into turn 8 there. But Small Hero's getting impatient.
Drivers are not patient. Yeah, don't ruin Steinzap's race. Stein has driven a great race so far. Do not ruin it for him.
As we've got yellow flags, Ninja's retired from the race.
He's out.
Another virtual safety car, just as Small Hero gets past Stein.
This could be perfect for Stein. This could... Whoa.
But I think Stein gets to keep the position.
He does. This could be... If this VSE stays out for long enough, this could be perfect for Stein to go onto the medium tyre. It needs to stay out for a little bit longer for Stein to make this perfect. He is probably absolutely sweating right now.
He is praying
that this VSE stays out for at least another 20 seconds. No, it's gone back
ended.
It's ended. It's
but
ended.
He's taken the gamble anyway. He's taken the gamble and gone in this lap.
So that's a shame for Stein because he needed that. That VSE could have been absolutely perfect for him just there. He's not going to lose too many positions. He's probably going to end up... he's going to put... What tyre is he going? The medium tyres are going on. He's probably going to end up... The Ferrari coming in behind him is there. So he's going to lose. There's another Williams coming in. So right now, he's going to be at about P9. Maybe 10. P10.
No, P9.
He is P9. Wow. Good job from Stein. What a race from Steinzap today. Tossa Cable just took 5 seconds back in P10. 4.5 now.
So Stein, with those fresh medium tyres, just needs to make them, get them up to temperature as quick as he can. Stick with Ica for the minute, get in his DRS, and then he should pull away quite quickly of the 3 cars in front of him, all on old hard tyres.
And Ella Dorialo has got a 6-second penalty, and Tom has got 9 seconds. So you could be looking at Stein gaining about 3 positions.
As Tosta Cable picks up a 3-second time penalty. Exotic up there, running in P3 now on those 11 lap old hard tyres. Can he stretch them?
Kachau has just lapped Ruti Hullet, and Ruti Hullet's overtaken CMD Dark. Bloat is still driving. He's currently in P13. Not a great race from him, unfortunately, after such promising qualifying and the first half of the race. Toss in P10 with points for Alpha Tauri, but with a penalty. He's got 3 seconds, but then Perka behind him, Katsu behind him, and Float behind him have all got penalties as well, so he should quite comfortably keep that P10. Kachau with a 16-second gap. Double McLaren podium right now. The small hero is chasing Exotic. Who's your pick for the podium then? Are you going to stick with what we've got now, or are you going to make a brave prediction for somebody else?
Yeah, I'm going to just swap Exotic and Small Hero. He's got those fresher 11 lap fresher tyres. He's gaining. He's down to a 1.5 second gap to Exotic. So Kachau for the win. Eustace is a cat. Will get P2, and then I reckon Small Hero P3. Exotic, who could get around P5, P6, as long as he stays out of trouble.
But yeah, where he's what's the gap? Can't see the gaps. Exotic is
32 seconds off the lead, so take another 25 for the pit lane, so put him on 52 seconds. So at the moment Exotic will drop down to about P6 as he dives in the pits on this lap, so we'll see where he comes out officially.
Come out on mediums or softs? What side do you reckon he's going to come out on?
I go on the softs. 9 laps. He's going for the medium though.
I suppose they will definitely last you. He might not have had any fresh softs left.
That is a very good point.
So Exotic is he's gonna be P6
as predicted.
He's gonna be comfortably ahead of that Renault. It's going to be
very close into turn 1.
They did have a battle earlier into turn 1, and Exotic this time comes out on top.
Just ahead, nicely done. So Exotic's gap to Ella is 11 seconds. Ella having, of course, a 6-second time penalty.
Titus, what a drive from Titus in P4 in that Haas. That is a brilliant drive from him. If you put him in a faster car, he would be up there. He had a good race last week in Spain, and just a bit unlucky, wasn't he? Did he get involved in a few incidents?
Yeah, I think he just got caught out with a couple of incidents, and I'm not sure if he picked up any penalties last week.
Ruti is currently sticking with Kachau, even though he's been lapped. They are lapping at the same pace.
So yeah, Ruti's
staying in his DRS. Kachau is pulling him along.
I was just about to say, you know, cars are like for like almost, with the Racing Point and the Mercedes. So he's just being dragged along by Kachau. So as we look at Exotic, so Exotic's gap to Ella now is down to 9 points. Well, as Titus and Ella
and Titus are fighting. This is good for Exotic if they keep fighting.
As Ella gets a bit of a tank slapper out of turn 2, and it's going to fight all the way down, but Titus has got the DRS going up into turn 4.
So Ella is going to have to wait. Sas.
So Exotic's got that gap down to 8.1 now, so he's on for potentially a P5, with Ella having the 6 seconds worth of penalties.
So yeah, but if these two keep fighting as hard as they are, it's only going to be good for Exotic. Exotic gains another couple of tenths in that sector.
Gap down to 7.2 now, as Perker Mazepin picks up another time penalty for corner cutting.
Toss comfortably in P10, Ike in P9, Stein P8. Great job from Stein. Losing a bit of time though to Tom in that Renault, but all he has to do is, you know, keep it in the track, and he's going to gain
that position.
He's going to gain that position easily because Tom has got 12 seconds of time penalties.
So Exotic's got the gap down to 6 seconds now to Ella, as Ella is now gaining so on Titus, and they go time one.
Overtook Kachau, unlapped himself, and he's now got a 5-second penalty for ignoring blue flags. The blue flags are waving for him, and he's obviously quicker than Kachau at this moment in time, but he wants to get as many, you know, if the safety car comes out, he will be absolutely screwed. But he has to try and stay there as much as he can. We have a yellow flag in Sector 2. It is a racing point. It is Ike. He has spun it on the exit of 2.
So as the Williams, the float comes around 2, will he get him? He will. So the Williams of float moves up to P12 as Ruti picks up another 5-second penalty for ignoring blue flags.
And so both racing points running side by side in P13, P14. Float to the Williams in P12. We've got Perker in the one Haas in P11, and the other Haas is now in P5. Aladariallo has got him. But can he fight him into? He's going to be coming down this straight. If he can stay in his gap, he's 7 tenths behind. He could make another move on the next lap. Exotic is now only 3.7 seconds behind this little battle here. So their fighting has definitely helped him. Unfortunately though, Titus has no ERS left for the straight, so he's not going to be able to fight too hard. Neither has the Renault though. So yeah, that's pretty even Steven there. Exotic hasn't got too much ERS left either, but he is 3.4 seconds behind. Tom is 4.5, but has got those 12 seconds worth of penalties. And Stein is just driving his own race right now.
He is having the drink.
He is definitely having a drink.
I mean, he's got time to go and pour himself another drink, come back, and then he'll still be having his own little race.
He's probably 3 Dutch beers deep now.
So at the moment, FNCO Tom will drop to P10, well P9 because of penalties behind him. So Stein will definitely get him.
Brucey's still getting the blue flags, but he's still not moving. He's still not slowing down. Small Hero, P3. Ella Dariallo, P4. Titus is still behind him. Neither have ERS again.
And all that time, Exotic's now down to 1.9 seconds behind them. He can smell those extra points in front of him.
He can.
So Ella's actually got 6 seconds of time penalties.
Exotic does lose a little bit of time on the exit there. He got a bit of a slapper on. Deliaro locks up into turn 4, so that gets Titus a little bit closer to him. And there is a Ferrari ahead who's going to get blue flagged very shortly.
And that will be...
Oh, Float is out. He's retiring in the pit lane though, so that's not going to cause anything. CMD Dark is AI. Is ghosting on in this league? I'm not sure if ghosting
I don't think ghosting's on at all now.
No, because Dark is still there. That's hindered Titus a little bit into the braking zone. He does drop back. Exotic now only a second. Exotic is just over a second, so he could definitely have P5 in the bag. Dark does break on the racing line there, so they do have to move out a little bit. And he is now in DRS territory. Exotic has got DRS.
So he needs to conserve that ERS a little bit, knowing that Titus and Ella in front haven't got anything.
There's 2 cars off at turn 1. What's happened there? There's 2 cars off.
We had the retirement of Float. He would have pulled off at turn 1.
And it was Gavin right on board with Exotic. Exotic down the straight. Titus doesn't have DRS. Exotic does. And Exotic gets the move done into the braking zone, but Titus does fight back. Exotic is to the tight inside line. Doesn't cut too much across, and he does comfortably get Titus. So Titus, unfortunately, has lost another position. The Exotic is now chasing after Ella Dariallo. So all Titus has to do is stay as close as he can to Exotic and hope to pick up any scraps.
So with Exotic chasing Ella, he's already got that P4 because of the penalties that Ella's picked up. As long as Exotic keeps it clean in these last closing 4 laps of the race.
Update on the lead. Kachow, 20.8 seconds ahead. Moving on. Small Hero, P3. 15 seconds behind Useless as a Cat. Is obviously 20 seconds behind Kachow. Yeah, Kachow still getting blue. Ruti Hull is still getting blue flag, still not moving out of the way, but hey, you got to make Kachow's job a little bit harder for today.
Someone's got to make it faster.
Exotic is very, very close. He's only a 10th. Going down the straight before, just sit, mate. Just
sits
sit.
Behind. Wait for the DRS activation because you'll get it for both DRS zones.
Yeah.
As we've got a yellow flag at turn 1.
Romeo. Here goes Exotic. Ella Darialo can't fight. He doesn't fight because he can't fight back. Titus is too far back. So Ella Darialo has lost that position and he's going to lose a few more when at the end of the race. He's obviously got 6 seconds and Titus has none. Titus is only 8/10 behind. He's just got to stay within 6 seconds of Ella and he will get another position. Exotic won't catch up. 18 seconds too small hero. Stein is losing time to Tom, but he's still within the 12-second window, so he will still gain that position. Oh, Ella has spun it. Ella has spun it. And Titus has got that position already. Ella's now lost P6 to his teammate Tom. And Stein is going to be coming up pretty fast on him as well. So Stein could even gain another position from both the Renaults. Because Ella's tyres are going to be screaming right now. Kachow finally gets past Ruti Hullet. Kachow 21.8 seconds ahead.
Ella has now retired.
So he bit of rage quit, I think.
Or was it? Was it around the turn 10, 11, 12, 13, around 12 and 13, coming down to 12, 13?
Very possible, but it's still on the track, isn't he? So, yeah, I think he did crash. He's gone now. Obviously, probably a bit too late for Cody's to bring out a safety car, so that's probably why it didn't come out.
Yeah. The fact that it disappeared so quickly, it wasn't a rage quit, because if it was a rage quit, it would have carried on driving.
Yeah. So Katsu Fast is now on the back of Stein. Katsu's going to be going for the overtake on the inside. He does make contact with him.
Now with 2 laps to go, he's got a 3-second time penalty. He's only going to hinder his own race more. You know, if he gets past, he's going to lose the position anyway.
He very nearly drove Stein off the track then. You're going to be unfortunate for Stein. He had such a good race in that Alfa Romeo. Sorry, I'm yawning. So Kaitsu's now going to have the DRS down this straight. Gets very, very close to his rear wheel again. He could make this an easy pass. Stein is defending. He's defending the inside, which is the best place to defend. He goes round the outside. We have a yellow flag. It's a Mercedes. Kachow has spun.
This is a very unusual experience.
But he's still so far ahead.
I mean, he's a pit stop ahead. He doesn't even need to pit, but if he wanted to, he could. He's got no damage on the front by the looks of it, so I'm not sure what happened.
No puncture. No, we all good. Just a mistake. He's obviously getting a bit sleepy, is Kachow.
He's had a very quiet race out there.
Head down, head down. So, P1 update. Kachow spun. Still in the lead. 15.4 seconds. Small Hero. P3. Exotic isn't gaining. Titus is losing time to Exotic now. He's 5.1 seconds. Tom is 1 second behind Titus, but he's got 12 seconds worth of penalties. Katsu got the move done on Stein, but he needs to gain 3 seconds on 1 lap. So, yeah, Kachow has just lapped a racing point of Ike, and he's going to be coming up to Ruti Hullet. Probably not in enough time. Perker gets another 3-second penalty, unfortunately.
And that's unfortunately going to drop him well out of the points now.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, so Ruti's got 10 seconds, Perker's got 12.
But Ruti is 7 seconds behind him.
That's true.
So that's fine. And Ike is a further 6.5 seconds further back, so I think he'll be fine. I think PAFR might be on for the last points-paying
positions.
Just. He's about a second and a half in that gap right now, so Ike's got to really put his foot down.
So I think FNCO Tom might have had a little small incident Titus might have had a small incident as FNCO Tom's caught up with him massively and is now taking him
that's
into
a glitch, that is. That put Titus right off, then you could see that he just moved off the line. Stein still driving his own race. He's currently 1.3 seconds behind on the last lap, so he's just got to try and keep it as close as he can to...
coming around the final corner, Ka-chow! Crosses the line to take the checkered flag.
Ka-chow, this is Toto. Good job today. Well done. Uses the cat, comes round. Great drive from the McLaren driver.
Brilliant
P2.
Drive, getting that up onto P2, yeah.
Small Hero is coming round the final corner as well in his bright yellow helmet. Teammate Rugby was the first driver out of the race. Disqualification. No, he wasn't. He was a few down because he got disqualified. He gets bumped all the way to the podium. Is Ka-chow! Uses as a cat and Small Hero. Exotic is coming around the final corner now. Great drive from him as well, especially after his first couple of laps incidents. Stein is just about in the window. He's got one more corner to try and not lose 4 tenths, and he will finish in P7. Is he going to do it? Put your overtake on, buddy. Drive to survive. He
does it up to P6, Stein.
By 2 tenths. What a drive from Stein. What a drive. Keitsu, P7. Tom, P8. Tosta Kaba, P9. Great drive. He's out of fuel.
As Ruti Guti's Racing Point spins across the line. And driver of the day. Driver of the day.
I'll give it to him as well. That is a fantastic drive from him.
Agreed. So, give us a rundown of the final leaderboard in a moment. As we watch Chow accepts his trophy, taking the pole position to the win for this pre-season race.
Who got the fastest lap?
I cannot remember, if I'm honest. We'll find out in a second.
Get the Grand Slam. He did. Grand Slam for Ka-chow. So we had Ka-chow P1, uses the cap 16.8 seconds behind. And Small Hero in P3. Then we had Exotic in the McLaren. So good point scoring from McLaren today, even though points don't matter. Still, 2 McLarens on the in the top 4. Haas in top 5. What a great drive from the Haas driver. Stein, another great drive. P19 to P6, fantastic for him. Keitsu Fast dropped from P3 to P7. Tom dropped from went from P12 to P8, so great drive. Toss of Caber 15th to 9th, so that's great drive from AlphaTauri there. And the 2 Hasses in the points, Perka and Titus. Then we had Rusi, who had a difficult race, 4 pit stops for him. Ike in P12, both rating points. Alfa Romeo and CMD Dark rounding off the classified finishes. And then we had Ella, Float, TBT Ninja, Rugby and Cool Guy all not finishing or disqualifications. Done.
So, it's an interesting pre-season test. Obviously, no Ka-chow in the first one, but we had Fumph, Nice, and then in this one, no Fumph, Nice, but we had Ka-chow. So, we've seen the good pace from both of them, good strong wins from both of them, pole to pole, and the Grand Slam, obviously, for Ka-chow here. So, that'll be interesting. The McLarens flexing their muscles, showing us what they've got as well. So overall, I think we're getting a good grasp of everyone's skill level, shall we say, and their ability to drive these cars.
Yes, I think we're definitely going to get an idea of what happens and who drives, what kind of
pace we're going to have in the season. I do think personally we do need to have a look at who drives what car. Personally, I think if they want a competitive championship, it needs to be a little bit more equal. Personally, but they'll see how they go. I'm not going to tell them how to run their league.
We'll see. Exactly. We will see. Well, thanks for joining us. It's been an interesting race, unless your name's Kachow, and then you had a very dull race out in front. But a good win from him. Good to see all the drivers out practicing. So it's over and out from me.
And over and out from me. Thank you very much.
Good night.